I'm here this morning with Chris Breaux from Monumental Life. This is the first episode of Find the Good News road trip. So Chris is going to actually allow me to help him provide a service today. So tell people a little bit about what that service is.
Orrin, what we do at Monumental Life is we restore gravesites, headstones, final resting places for your loved ones. So today we're gonna take a little trip back into time, so to speak, and clean a family's plot that we actually have information and a photo from 1918, roughly that time frame of the actual spot that we're going to be cleaning today, the actual scenery, and it looks a little different because it's not nearly as grown with trees and shade and its surrounding elements, but we're going to be at the place where the picture was taken almost 100 years ago. The two graves that the two people that were sitting on the bench were actually looking at, and those two people were a son who had the Spanish flu, who fought in the war, had the Spanish flu, and his fiance, who, when he came home from the war, took care of him and caught the flu. And 7 days later, she passed away after he did.
So what we're going to be doing essentially is we're going to be really kind of paying respect to these two people and bringing their resting space back to life, and we're going to try to get them as close to what they looked originally as possible, and that's what Chris is here to do.
Yep.
It seems like it's a calling. We're going to get to talk about that too on the podcast. Cemeteries are near and dear to my heart. I've had a lot of special experiences out in cemeteries that have changed my life and really opened my heart up. So I'm really thankful to have connected with Chris and him giving me this time to do this and then allowing me to share it with you guys.
Wake up, it's morning. You're dreaming up a story.
Back when, in the early 1900s or even the mid 1900s, it was so classy. It was so beautiful the way they memorialized their family's resting place. It's bordered by some granite, some lime, some marble. Some type of border is around their family's plot, and it has pillars that outline that plot. And typically you'll see the family name at the base plate of that border with two steps. It's almost as though you're it's a doorway walking into their family's home. My son and I came out yesterday around 5 o'clock, put out small American flags into the houses. That's one thing that is very unique to Calcasieu Parish. You won't go anywhere else in Louisiana or in the nation for that matter and find these veteran houses as they're called. It's one of the most fulfilling, heartfelt, satisfying things that you could do, or I could do, I have done. When you're preparing for the last days of your life, that you lived I want to know that I lived a life well lived, that I did what I could do to leave, even if it's the smallest impact, leave the world a little bit better. If I could be remembered as doing something well and living a life well lived and a happy, fruitful, joyous life, it's more than enough. It's more than what I feel as though I deserve. Cold day long ago, I stood in silence before the graves of two veterans of the Great War. You never hear the words, "Thanks for your service," or hear war ended on November 11th, 1918. Sleep soundly beneath the grand oak trees. Mary Agatha Oakwan and Clarence Earl Rothingham. They were in love, engaged, and planned for their future. Wars were coming to the U.S. and they served. But death would come from the Spanish flu. Clarence became ill from the flu. Agatha stayed by his side, caring for him. She became ill with the flu. He died a week before Agatha of the flu epidemic. They are buried side by side in Lake Charles.
I'm more thankful every moment that I found you. And I love